On today's show,
NBA All-Star ballots are open. We debate who should get the starting spots.
will Blake Griffin's crazy game winner put him at the top of this week's top 10 plays?
And can Kobe Bryant pass Michael Jordan on the NBA's all-time scoring list tonight?
It's Friday, December 12th. The starter starts now.
Good evening, Sweet World. Welcome to the starters. Whether you're joining us live online or catching us on NBA TV, we're very, very happy to have you. I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, he's always here. It's Tas Melis.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
To my right, starters blog editor Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo.
And finally, it's the Australian. It's Lee Ellis.
Amigos.
Lily.
All right, guys. Yesterday, they opened the voting for the 2015 NBA All-Star Game in NYC. We've mentioned this before, but the new twist this season is that fans can vote for literally any NBA player. Yes, we still have to select 2 guards and 3 front court players when you're selecting your starters. But you got the new online ballot. You can do it through all the social media platforms. You really can choose absolutely anyone you want. So hey, let's start the process early here, and let's show you and debate our starting picks. Now we're just going to go through the starters here today, both in the West and the East. We agree on a lot of them, and we'll go through why. But all 4 of us like Steph Curry and James Harden as the 2 guards. 2 of the forwards, we all agree on Anthony Davis and the crazy years he's had, Marc Gasol and the fantastic Grizzlies and their start, and then we disagree on the 3rd front court player. Tas, Lee, you're going Blake Griffin. Trey and myself going LaMarcus Aldridge. I think you can make a case for both of these guys, maybe even some others, but why Blake, guys?
Yeah, let's start with Blake. I think LaMarcus is making my team, my proverbial team if we had to pick reserves, but I think Blake has just been a little bit more dominant than LaMarcus, had to do a little bit more for his team. The numbers are there, points, assists, and a little bit higher in the efficiency rate.
Sure.
I think Blake has just meant a little bit more. I think LaMarcus has got a little bit more support on his team. So at this point, early in December, I would take Blakis.
You're going LaMarcus Element.
Yeah, I am. I think LaMarcus has been a little bit more consistent to start the year. Blake was kind of shooting a ton of jumpers to start the season. He's gotten inside since the Clippers have been on fire. But LaMarcus has just been there all year, and that's why, to me, I'm giving him the nod. And it's, I mean,
Yeah.
6 to 1, half dozen in the other. You know,
Right.
who cares? These 2 are both going to make the team regardless. I'm going with LMA, so the Blazers fans won't hate me anymore.
Yeah.
Call him LMA, so they will hate you for that.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
it's LA. It's LA, Trey.
Don't upset the Blazers fans. You look at the numbers; they're very, very similar. LaMarcus rebounds a little bit more. Blake gets a little more assists, and Tas said the efficiency a little higher in the field goal percentage. Both of these guys, you'd imagine, will be on everyone's team in the end.
I just voted for Blake using Instagram.
Okay, good.
Just a second.
Just during the show. Does it come into play at all, like the type of player they are that you want to see in an All-Star game?
Bonus.
Because I think most
Pure
would probably
dunks.
pick the dunking guy in Blake Griffin than the jump shooting LaMarcus Aldridge. Or do you care at all?
No, it does. Of course it does, because that's what the All-Star game is about. It's a glorified pickup game,
Right.
and you want to see alley-oops, and you want to see dunks. But, just going back to Blake for a minute, these last 9 games that the Clippers have won, he's been back to that guy who was the 3rd MVP last season.
Yeah.
He's been dominant. He's been really making his presence known. And LaMarcus Aldridge, what you guys said is absolutely right. He's been consistent and steady, and that's what he's been pretty much throughout his entire career. But Blake has got that X factor where I think he can take his team over the edge, and that's what they're going to need if the Clippers are going to get back into the top echelon of the Western Conference.
And speaking about Western Conference forwards, we know that Durant is most likely going to get voted in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's not a question.
For sure.
Yeah.
Again, we are not trying to predict who the fans are going to vote in here.
Because Kobe would have been.
Because Kobe's going to be in the mix, and when we get to the East, there's going to be particular guys that I'm sure will just be voted in. But we can argue whether they're deserving, again, of a starting spot. We want to hear from you. Jump on Twitter. Let us know. #the starters. Your picks. Right now, is it Blake or LaMarcus? Let's go to the guards, though, because Kobe Bryant, you would think, is probably going to get a majority of the fans' votes as well, or enough to start. But we're all saying right now, Harden is in there. Reason being because this guy's put up or having an MVP season, and also because of his team success. And the Lakers 6-16 right now.
It's pretty fun to watch Harden lead a defensive-minded basketball team. Sometimes it's not fun because all Harden does is get to the free throw line. Leads the league in scoring, but a third of his points come from the free throw line. But at the same time, it's wild that this team is 16-4 without Dwight for half those games.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing how this team's mindset has changed, and Harden is their leader and playing better defense. He's not Defensive Player of the Year, folks, but he's better.
And I know he gets to the line a lot, but I do think this season he's been more trying to score, trying to create and actually make his shots rather than just
Barrel
driving in the
into
lead.
guys.
Yeah, and getting fouled and going to the line. I think when he's on fire, he's one of the most fun players to watch because he can finish any sort of way. He can hit from anywhere. It's pretty cool.
We've seen what he's done over the last 2 games for this
Yeah.
squad with no Dwight in there. He's put up 66 points. The Rockets are 7-0, by the way, in very close games,
Yeah.
decided by 5 points or less. Harden's a huge reason why. I mean,
he's
he's
been
either
money in the clutch.
He's money in the clutch. Over the last 2 seasons, the guy's been phenomenal in close games. 24 seconds are left, hitting big shot after big shot.
And that's the thing, there's not many guys who are just as dangerous from the three-point arc as they are going inside and getting to the line, and that's what he does really well, especially because he's got that sore back at the moment as well. Remember, he injured his back a couple of games ago. We thought he might have sat out. He went out. I know they lost against the Golden State Warriors, but he went out and was huge against them and again against the Kings last night.
And I just want to mention one thing about the backcourt and how Patrick Beverley's been out as well.
Yep.
And Jason Terry is playing minutes
Terrence
for that.
Jones hasn't been playing.
Yeah, and the fact that Harden is leading them, I think he's just come in as a leader this
Yeah.
year that we haven't seen before. And whether
Yeah.
it's USA Basketball or whatever, this team is ready to. They look more like a playoff team, and I don't think they're necessarily going to win a playoff round, but they're going to be around that same 54 win mark when everybody said they had less talent.
Let's talk Kobe, because it's interesting. Having a great year, numbers-wise, getting upset with his teammates in practice, calling them out.
Practice.
But do you think the fact that he's on a poor squad will hurt his chances of, either being voted in by fans? Or do they
this
care?
is
Maybe
Kobe
any
Bryant.
other They don't
player
care at all.
besides Kobe.
They don't care at all, is what you're saying.
No, that doesn't affect Kobe Bryant
Yeah.
because everyone just loves him. But that's what came into our voting, because we think James Harden's had more success for his team, doing much better. Kobe's had a fantastic year considering he's coming
He's
off.
shooting 39%. He's
Oh,
not
yeah,
having
but-
that fantastic of a
Okay,
year.
but look at the Lakers and look who else is on that team.
Yeah,
He's carrying
that's
them.
what voters are going to say.
Yeah.
They're going to say,
I mean,
he has no help.
Yeah.
Check.
I mean, yeah, percentages aren't great, but again, he has to do so much of the work.
Yeah, there's a reason for it.
yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and at his age, to be still putting up those numbers, I think.
And Kobe will
A lot
be
of qualifiers.
Kobe will be playing in his 17th All-Star game. Do you feel old? Do you feel old, Lee?
yeah, I do.
Yeah, it makes you feel old. He's still behind, believe it or not, Kareem
know.
Abdul-Jabbar, who's done it in
That's
19
incredible.
All-Star games. All right, let's jump to the East. Some differences. Again, we agree on a lot of them, but I think we can have some conversations about these because we all have Lowry and John Wall as our 2 guards. LeBron, that's a lock. Pau Gasol as our quote-unquote biggest of the bigs, our center, if you want to call him that. We all got him in there. His numbers are fantastic.
Crazy.
20 and 12, the guys right now. But then, Tasher, the only guy that has Paul Millsap with the Hawks, while the remaining three of us, go with Chris Bosh. Sell me on Trillsap.
You got to have a Hawk. Do you not? At this point,
In the starting lineup?
The Hawks.
I'm
But hold
not
on a
so
second.
sure.
You're taking Chris Bosh. Their team is 10 and 12.
Yeah.
The Hawks are 15 and 6. And at this point, I don't think Jeff Teague would get in as a guard. I
He's
think
been better than Paul Millsap,
but
right?
Millsap has been fantastic. Come
But
on.
you're just putting him on just because he's a
No,
Hawk.
absolutely not. The numbers are comparable to Chris Bosh. They're very similar.
Yeah, just a little bit worse.
They're just a tiny bit worse, but I think they're pretty similar. I think Paul Millsap
Sure.
has been more efficient. He's been better defensively. Chris Bosh is lacking there a little bit. And again, Teague is not getting in, I don't think, with Lowry, Wall,
Right.
and Irving, and who else am I looking at?
Rose,
Jimmy
Rondo,
Butler. There's
there's
too
a lot
many.
of
There's
guys.
too many guards. And I think Millsap, yes, he's got 5 less points, but he's creating more because he's got another assist. He's got another steal. I know I'm reaching here, but at the same time, he has been fantastic.
has.
He doesn't have
Yeah.
to shoot as much as Chris Bosh.
Okay, is anyone going to make a case for Carmelo Anthony?
No.
I'm intrigued by this because, like everyone, we're saying, oh, everyone's going to vote for Kobe in the West. It's Kobe Bryant. Well, people tend to do that with Carmelo.
I think
as
Melo's getting
well.
in.
Yeah, he'll get in.
You think he'll start?
I
You
think
people vote him
he
in?
definitely will start. He started last year. He started along with Paul George, and I don't think Paul George is getting voted in. So you take.
Wouldn't think so.
Well, let's hope not. But you take away a forward spot. It's Braun, Melo, and then who else is getting voted in? Bosh,
Kevin Love, maybe?
Kevin
Yeah,
Love,
Yeah.
Noah, Hibbert. But there isn't another guy who's going to get voted over Melo. Melo's going to start.
Yeah, you see Melo's numbers down across the board, really, that we're showing you here. He did make it last year, Taz said, got voted in. He's been voted in 5 straight years.
Yeah.
He's
He's
every
a popular
time he's
guy
been
like
in the East, actually, he's been voted in as a forward. But he was only 20 and 32, the Knicks were, and I mean, that was enough to get him in. They go on a 2-game winning streak. They're right back in a playoff race. I mean, maybe that's enough.
I don't have, but it's
Place
not
for
about
the
the
Knicks.
playoff race. It's people voting for scores.
No, you're right.
And that's what the vote comes down to. And hey, you want a scorer in there? I'm okay with it. Because generally, yeah, the people don't necessarily vote the right starters, but usually even the people that they vote in are deserving of a backup spot. So I'm totally fine with that.
We all had Lowry and Wall. We've talked about them a lot on the show and the success they've had both in terms of their numbers and their team success. But I do wonder with LeBron being in Cleveland, back in Cleveland, how that impacts Kyrie Irving, who was a starter,
Yeah.
and then Kevin Love now being in the East. Because sometimes when you're playing with a guy like that, it helps your numbers
Yeah.
too. Even
Simo
though-
Williams.
Yeah, but even though I guess the voting is a little differently now, you can just jump on Twitter and vote for one guy. If you want LeBron, you just vote LeBron. You're not filling out the entire thing if you don't want to.
Love's been good there for Cleveland, but I just think Kyrie will get in. But I don't
Yep.
know if Love will have that same sort of impact that Kyrie had last year, because Kyrie, we know, has got those mad handles. He's got the highlights that people love watching. Kevin Love's a good, great player, but he doesn't have the same flash.
Doesn't have the profile.
Let's hear what people think. Jump on Twitter, hashtag the starters.
I'm glad we didn't have to vote the reserves. That
You're
would- that
laughing.
would've been
We
hard.
will be doing that eventually.
One day.
Probably next week. We get so ahead of ourselves with this stuff. We gotta take a break. Lots more still to come, including our top 10 plays and TAS Awards, his worst of the week honors.
Go down.
Hooper back in the mix.
Welcome back to the starters. Now, this is the point of the week where we hand out the dishonor to someone in the NBA family that has done wrong in the eyes of the starters. It's time for the worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
This week's worst of the week is the Pistons' Andre Drummond. Andre made a big mistake this week while driving his car this past weekend. He pulled out his phone and snapped this photo of his dashboard while driving on the highway at a ridiculous speed. He was going 97 miles an hour. That 96 is changing to 97 right there. 27 over the limit. This is not a laughing matter, kids. 97 can get your license suspended in some states, and it should. Oh, and he wasn't wearing his seatbelt, as you saw blinking right there.
Wow.
Dangerous, mindless, and scary Andre Drummond. Not right. Andre Drummond, your worst of the week.
Simple as that.
Do not like that.
Yep.
As simple as that. Let's move on. He made a mistake. He apologized.
Yeah.
That's
He'll never
fine.
do it again.
He will. Let's hope not.
Well, now that you've given him worst of the week, he'll never do it again.
Let's hope not.
Yeah.
Andre, me and Andre are friends.
Okay, good.
We've
Okay,
talked on
good.
Twitter once. Runner-up
Ooh.
goes to Hooper, the mascot.
Oh no! Oh no!
Just laying into the Pistons.
We've got some beef, but a more interesting beef is Robin Lopez's beef with Hooper. This happened last year, had a confrontation,
Tore his mane off.
and every time Robin visits, oh, they've got something going on. This is what happened this week. Hooper is drawing a portrait of Robin Lopez. Yeah, it's pretty
For a
entertaining.
horse. For a horse.
How
That's
do
a
you do
good
that with
play.
hoops?
With who? I have no idea. Robin signed it for him and laid
Wow.
the smack down.
Wow.
Whack over the head.
And wait for it. I mean, this is all before a game. He's got to play. No big deal.
Why is Hooper worst of the week? This is
Because
Robin.
Hooper always gets worse
Oh.
of the week. He tries to give him the start. This is why he's got worse of the week. Couldn't even give him the start.
Poor stunner.
Stone Cold
Come on,
Stunner.
get it together there. Then Robin Lopez got his hands on the portrait. Hooper wrote Lopez a note. Don't you dare draw you holding my head in your hand here. And that's obviously what Robin
Yep.
did on your right. The painting was a gift, Todd. Painting was a gift. Robin Lopez did his own drawing this week. He drew Hooper as a mare, a female horse. It read, also showing love to Pistons Hooper for WCW, Women's Crush Wednesday, because, well, somebody has to. Hashtag pretty boy, hashtag I see your ponytail.
That's another great
He's a very good drawer.
Yeah.
He is a very good drawer. And then this happened. Watch Robin Lopez manhandling Hooper, or horse handling him, just tossing him around. Fantastically. He just tossed him. I mean, that is great. Robin Lopez, if there was a best of the week, he would win best of the week, obviously. Grantland Zach Lowe chimed in. He's an impassioned supporter of mascots. Spoke out against Lopez. Your war against the NBA's mascots will end badly for you. Mark my words, they come when you least expect it. Robin replied, I will never get my comeuppance. No comeuppance. I welcome all challengers. I had to look up that word. That means my just due, my justification.
No comeuppance.
Comeuppance. What a word by Robin Lopez. Hooper, worst of the week, runner-up.
Wow. Wow. And you do
A lot
have
of things
and you
happen.
do have beef with them. We've talked about it.
I've got
before.
horse beef with him.
it's not pretty. Well, from the horse to the unicorn, let's unleash the Starters Fantasy Minute unicorn. Lee, only 2 teams are playing 2 games this weekend, so we're looking at the Warriors and the Nuggets as sort of weekend warriors.
That's right. Pick up these guys if you can. Festus Ezeli, because Andrew Bogut is not expected to play Saturday versus Dallas. So Ezeli, I almost guarantee he's available in your league.
I would hope so, or you are struggling.
Sean Livingston's always a solid fantasy contributor coming off the
Yep.
bench. And JJ Hickson out there in Denver because he started the last game. Kenneth Faried did play, came off the bench, but he has had that back strain. So 2 games in a row, Kenneth Faried may or may not miss some time, not really sure, but get JJ Hickson if he's available.
Some points and rebounds there
Yeah,
for you.
right.
That's
Yep.
right.
Simple as that. Best of luck to you in your fantasy basketball this weekend. If you're in the head-to-head especially. You always go into Saturday or Sunday. You got to start making moves on Saturday night there. So good luck to everyone. We got to take a break. When we return, we're going to find out where Blake Griffin's crazy game winner ranks on the starters' top 10 plays of the week. So come on back. Welcome back to the starters. Before we get to the top 10 plays of the week, can we please get a shot of Trey Kirby's shoes here? I mean, the shoe man,
Look at that.
what is going on with these?
These are just my dangly Adidas. You know, you never know when you're gonna need a pair of fringed shoes.
Can you be
Today is the
careful
day.
walking by cats?
Yeah, I'm always
Because
careful
that is-
walking by cats,
that's,
just in general. It's how I live my life.
I've never seen something like that.
Well, you know, if you want to braid them later, just give me a call.
Cool shoes.
My
cool shoes.
nickname was Tassels as a kid at times. I would have never worn them.
All right, let's get to the top 10 plays of the week. We have a great list for you here tonight. At number 10, Corey Jefferson. Now look, we made fun of him this week because of the crazy air ball, but he made up for it with this dunk.
That was nice.
This is number 10. Yeah, it's going to be a solid list when that's number 10. On the Scala.
This block by John Wall is ridiculous.
Let the bodies.
What did he land on? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Landed
was,
on both teams.
it was definitely worrisome where he was going to land and if he was going to get injured. Everybody was all right. One of the best defensive guards making that
I
happen.
can't wait to see that in the All-Star game. At number 8, Gerald Green.
Standard.
Oh hum.
Yeah.
You know, Dragon on the break. I think Dragon gave it to him a little late.
He did
Yeah,
give it
and
to
he
him a
still
little
threw it
late.
down.
And he still threw down a crazy reverse. And Alex Len.
Blake for the first time during this top 10 with a monster.
Oh, yeah.
That's a rare Blake dunk.
Yeah, this was like a rookie year,
Yeah,
sophomore
2000,
year.
yeah.
Right.
He's like underneath the rim when he throws that, or underneath the backboard, I should say. That's fantastic.
All right, at number 6, Kemba Walker with the chase down block on Jose Calderon. Get those hams out of here.
Yeah.
Threw that ham on the sideline.
Take your hams and go home, Jose.
Went ham on
What a
Jose.
chase down.
Poor Jose. At number 5, Andre Drummond. Right on Serge.
Oh, yeah.
Serge had just got him a couple plays before.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Great.
let me know about it, too.
Giving it to him. Yeah, you don't usually see Andre Drummond talking trash. It was nice to see Dre talking
Oh,
trash.
Fine.
Right on
Serge.
Serge.
Serge knows the rules.
When you go on Serge, you gotta talk trash.
At number 4, Go Gadget Arms.
Well,
The Greek Freak puts Chris Bosh on a poster. I mean, we talked about this. I think Chris is just like completely surprised
Yeah.
that a guy has
Still
arms that
reaching
long.
over it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Washington Wizards game winner at the rim. Bradley Beal with the tip in. 0.8 left. Andre Miller, the lob specialist,
Yep.
giving it to Beal right at the rim.
put
Beautiful
someone at the
catch.
rim, NBA teams.
Yeah.
I know.
How many
Stand
times
there.
is this going to happen in the league?
Nice play run by Randy Whitman there, though.
That was some nice off-the-ball action. All right, at number 2, Blake Griffin is back, this time with the step-back game-winning three
What?
in overtime. Was it pretty? No.
No.
It was a real pinball shot here.
Yeah, his first ever game winner.
Gonna hit the rim, we're gonna touch a little glass, we're gonna hit the rim
See
again.
the sun's hard to break.
They all count.
Back to it.
It all counts, you're right.
And at number 1, this is more about the style than the dunk, in my opinion. Russell, the throwdown. The stomp afterwards as well. I mean, if Russell was a football player, I think we'd all be doing the stomp right now, right?
It's not bad.
He's a fantastic
Like that,
celebrator.
it's not really on Josh Smith, but Josh Smith is a noted shot blocker. He's not afraid of him at all.
Yep.
It's on nobody, really.
it's not on
I mean,
anybody,
he sees
but he
Josh
was
Smith
there.
right there.
He's too fast.
Yeah.
He can't be on
Oh,
anyone.
man.
Can't be
You
on
can't
I loved
challenge it because he's already dunked by the time you get up
Trey
there.
didn't like it for number 1. I loved it.
Hey, I was just going to let it
I'll
slide, but it was a controversial choice.
It was. All right.
No, I
Agree or disagree? Let us know on Twitter, hashtag the starters. All right, we could have some history tonight in the association. I'm sure a lot of you know about this. The Lakers versus the Spurs. Kobe Bryant, 31 points from passing Michael Jordan for 3rd on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Again, it could happen tonight. More likely it happens on Sunday in Minnesota. Kobe's averaging about 25, 26 a game this season. Needs the 31 to clear Jordan. And I crunched some numbers here just to see Kobe's averages over his entire career against teams. The Spurs, one of the lowest for Kobe. So, he only averages 22.5 against the Nets. And the Spurs there, he's only averaged over his career again, regular season, 24.1.
Personally, I will be shocked if he doesn't do it tonight.
Yeah.
Because
31 points is nothing for Kobe Bryant. He'll take 50 shots to get to 31 points. Who cares?
in a marquee game on
yeah.
ESPN.
Everybody's watching for him
Friday,
to break
yeah.
this record.
That's the
There's
thing.
no way it takes him 2 games.
He can't do it in Los Angeles. I think San Antonio is a place where he's had so many battles over the years. They've won a lot. He's won a lot. But I think this could be just a little something that he gets over the
Yeah,
Spurs
for
when they
sure.
lose by 25.
But here's the problem. Here's the one problem. Kawhi Leonard could be guarding him for a majority of this game. It's not going to be easy to score on Kawhi
But
Leonard.
he's angry
if
right
he's
now,
not-
Kobe. Remember, we saw him at practice.
Very angry.
angry.
Quite angry.
Yeah.
Oh, but I can't wait, whether he does it tonight or he does it on Sunday when he passes Jordan, to come back here on Monday and have the discussion.
What discussion?
Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. You know it's coming,
Oh,
Pat.
man. Who?
Run, don't run
Who
away.
are you going to pick?
Right, dangle
No
those,
idea.
Dangle those shoes some more. We got to take one more break. When we come back, pick and payoff results and Lee's very solid play of the night. You're watching the Starters. Back with the Starters, the hot streak continues for Tass and I. We agreed on last night's game. We had the Thunder, we had the Rockets. Thanks, James Harden,
He's getting them checks.
for getting us that agreed check there. Tass is on fire. He's up 2 games still for the month of December. What is going on here?
Do you guys send these in at the same time?
No. Believe it or not, we separately send in our picks, but we agree. We're in the same wavelength right now. We agree on every night, or every game tonight. We like the Bulls, the Clips, the Pelicans, the Heat, and the Spurs. That's
Shocking.
That's a little shocking. Yeah. I'm starting to try and figure out what you're not going to pick and go the other way, but whatever.
Double bluff.
Still lots of time in December for the pick and payoff. Wanted to show you these. I guess it was last week we played the lesser known nicknames.
Right.
Trey was throwing some nicknames at us. We learned that Andre Drummond's nickname, at least according to Basketball Reference, was the Big Penguin. We had never heard of it. It's a real thing, because
Must
Andre
be.
Drummond blasting the gram with his new socks that have penguins on them.
Hope he doesn't get cold feet.
Grams.
He's blasting the gram, Lee, and it's a good gram to blast. So you gonna pick up a pair of those?
I will, yeah. I
Okay.
need some new socks.
Okay,
Yeah,
excellent.
I've seen those brown ones you wear. Kind of weird.
Yeah, nice and warm though.
Let's get to the very solid play of the night, Lee.
Right, not a lot to choose from last night. Went to the Chesapeake Arena in OKC and a beautiful little game of hot potato between Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving. Look at these two guys here
Oh, yeah,
working
no
it. They're
way.
trying to get the votes for the All-Star game. Look at them. Zip, zip, zip. And then a beautiful left-handed finish from Kyrie. This is just, this is great chemistry already
Zip.
from these guys. They're only, what,
Zap.
20-odd games into their careers together, and it's just,
Oh, that's nice.
Russell doesn't know what's happening, and that's what I call a very solid play.
Move without the basketball.
Stuff.
Good things will
That
happen.
was good.
And it was a nice finish, right, with the left
Love that
hand. Guys, earlier today we recorded our hour-long podcast called The Drop. If you haven't subscribed to it on iTunes, hey, go ahead and do that. On today's show, we talked about James Harden a little bit more and how great he's been. We got into the league's new schedule plan. They're talking about maybe reducing some preseason games. And we had a whole lot of fun coming up with NBA player comparisons to Saved by the Bell.
Classic.
Russell Westbrook is AC Slater. That's a little spoiler there.
It's also on Droid if you're a droider. Don't want to leave them out.
Oh, yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Those people exist, really.
There's a lot of them.
I believe it. I believe it.
All right, thanks for joining us, folks. And remember, every time you go to the dentist, he's always like, "Den tisk tisk tisk."
Yeah, those dangles.
Dingle.
Get a cat in here.
Dangles.
Embrace the weekend, people.
Those look great.